What rule was made because of you? Years ago, I bought a computer from Dell. I paid for it with my debit card, and excitedly monitored the build status every day, checking in at work, and on my days off going to the library to check on expected shipping updates. When I made the purchase, it was a 5 to 7 day expectation for delivery. On day 10, when it had gone from order accepted to order prepared to order built, it suddenly went back to order accepted. Stage 1, I called their customer service line and was told there had been a glitch in the system, and the order got expedited, and soon was back at order built and I was just waiting on shipping confirmation. The next day, back to order accepted again. This happened every day for 5 days. Cue another call to customer service. Apparently, there was a problem with payment, and they referred me back to my bank because the payment was on hold. Called my credit union, and they told me it was just an authorization hold waiting on final confirmation from the merchant. Called Dell back, and they saw the same thing, but even the customer service director couldn't say why it hadn't been finalized. But every time the payment didn't finalize, they literally took the box with the computer off the loading dock and sent it back to stage 1, again and again and again. This led to a long hold while the customer service director looked into their billing system, and ended up transferring me to a very nice lady in their accounting department. Initially, she thought I was an in-house person from the listing dock asking about a customer's order, but quickly got up to speed. She was covering for a coworker who helped with in-house billing system troubleshooting who was out on vacation, and usually just handled tracking the accounting from Dell sending parts from one warehouse and factory to another, but she dug in and figured out that the issue was that I was paying with a debit card, not a credit card. Now, debit cards are still relatively new. Most banks cap the amount you could spend per day at $250 to $500, but my credit union was one of only 5 financial institutions that didn't cap it at all. They proudly noted on a monthly statement insert that the credit union felt that it was your money to manage the way you wanted to. However, Dell didn't accept debit cards at all, not for a dime, not for the $800 I was trying to spend. The nice lady in accounting, however, had just come back from a conference, and knew that there was a push to get more banks to act like my credit union and remove their spending caps. She told me to hang tight and she was going to get it done for me. I told her I could change my payment method to a credit card, but she told me that would delay the whole process. 2 days later, I got a call from her. She had made a presentation to the CEO, CFO, and several VPs making the case that Dell needed to get ahead of the curve and start accepting debit cards, with no spending limits, because the banking rules were going to be changing very soon and more people were going to be spending money with Dell the way I tried to. They had to implement a process to start accepting debit cards, which had required a rush overnight change from their merchant bank, and my purchase was their test case. She had me check with my credit union, who showed the funds were officially a purchase and not just an authorization hold. Then she called the loading dock and made sure my computer was on a truck. Within 10 minutes I had an email with a tracking number.